Harris Walls versus Trump fans. The Democratic ticket is finalized, and both sides are coming out swinging. New View video shows the tragic moments leading up to a woman losing her life on Miami Beach. It's a 7 News exclusive. Course controversy. Florida universities forced to review classes accused of being anti-Semitic.
You're saving my house right now.
Ring reunion. A homeowner thanking firefighters for saving his home. And Auntie Annie's going from sweet baked pretzels to a soft scent that'll leave you smelling sweet.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Lorena Estrada.
I'm Ethan Calloway. Let's get that in here. Today, Florida at 6 starts right now.
This is 7 News Today in Florida.
We all want to smell a little sweeter on this Wednesday morning. Here's what we're off to as we take a live view of Biscayne Bay. We're off to a dry start. It's been a little breezier out there these days.
It has. Meteorologist Vivian Gonzalez in the Plex with what else we can expect on this Wednesday. Good morning, Viv.
Good morning. In South Florida, we're expecting another hot one. In fact, at 10 o'clock this morning, we'll have a heat advisory going into effect for everyone. So yes, make sure you're doing everything possible to stay cool, use sunblock, dress lightly, and drink plenty of water. Feels like temperatures between Dade, Broward, and Mainland Monroe will feel anywhere between 105 to 110 degrees, but up to 109 degrees for a few hours in the afternoon in the Florida Keys. Right now it's 82 in Fort Lauderdale, warming up to 84 in Marathon and Key West, but then let's factor the humidity on, and we're in the 6 o'clock hour, and it feels well into the 90s, upper 90s for the middle and lower Florida Keys. We do have mostly dry conditions, few clouds across Dade and Broward. Florida Keys have been seeing a few spotty showers, but the bulk of the moisture has pushed to the south and east. And this is all related to Debbie. That will be a non-factor in our weather for today. In fact, we have this drier air filtering in. And although our chance for rain is a lot lower, we still can't rule out seeing maybe an isolated storm this afternoon. And speaking of Debbie, 45 mile per hour and slightly stronger as the system is off the coast of the Carolinas. But later today, tonight into tomorrow will likely be making landfall. More details on this coming up in a few minutes.
Well, in the aftermath of Debbie, neighborhoods across the southeast left underwater. Boaters pitching in to help those stranded in their own homes.
Debbie still holding on to its tropical storm strength as the storm continues to soak the Carolinas.
And the deadly storm is far from finished. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest from Charleston, South Carolina.
Tropical Storm Debbie is bringing with it a fire hose of water onto the South Carolina coast. Charleston Mayor William Cogswell says the city now faces one of the final stretches of what feels like a never-ending storm.
Unique to the 305, with a worldwide brand, FIU football stadium will now be called Pitbull Stadium.
Pitbull adding another notch to his belt with the school in Cayocho naming their football stadium after him.
Miami's always known for being underdogs, no matter what we do and what level we take it to. And I would say even the whole state of Florida to a certain extent. But being underdogs is what I always felt about FIU, fighting, clawing their way to just be seen, to be recognized.
Though the Grammy-winning artist didn't go to college, he says he hopes to inspire kids worldwide and here at Florida International University.
I didn't graduate from FIU. I didn't graduate from high school, to be honest with you. But music was my escape, and it allowed me to invest into education and give kids an opportunity that maybe I didn't have, but be able to look at those kids and go, hey, the same way they ain't believing in y'all to a certain extent, they ain't believing me.
While at the announcement, he shared some words of wisdom and motivation in a way that only Mr. 305 could.
But someone tell you sky's the limit. You say, nah, partner, there's footprints on the moon. So you keep it moving, you keep it pushing.
The 10-year agreement will make it the world's first ever athletics venue with an artist possessing naming rights, according to the university. Pitbull has a history of being a champion for education. He founded Slam Charter School in Miami in 2012 and then later opened several other locations.
Lo que está para ti, nadie te lo quita. You know? So for everybody here, what this is about, yes, we're going to have fun in Pitbull Stadium. Yes, we're going to create history in Pitbull Stadium. Yes, this is going to be amazing for FIU. It's going to be amazing for all of us across the board. But more than anything, we wanted to be amazing for the students from Slam. You know, when they ask me how many kids you got, Chico, I say 10,000 now.
So picture this. Should I say with a Kodak? Picture this, okay? Picture this. Pitbull in concert at Pitbull Stadium. Okay?
In the meantime, Pitbull hoping his legacy will inspire.
This isn't propaganda. This isn't about putting a name on a stadium. It's deeper than that. And I want y'all to leave like that. For those that play for FIU, play like that. Go out there and represent like that. Crack backs like that. Take it to the house like that.
Danielle Garcia, Today in Florida.
Hey, and I'm a proud Panther over here. Well, FIU will debut the new stadium against Central Michigan on September 7th. Pitbull will be in attendance for the Miami Vice night game October 22nd. Also on Today in Florida this morning, Miami police hosting a national night out to encourage stronger community connections with members of its department. Local businesses were also invited to take part in last night's festivities. The party at Shenandoah Park included bounce houses for kids, festival games, food, and music.
All right, next from the Newsplex, Matt Damon and Casey Affleck team up for a new comedy, and we're getting a sneak peek.
For hourly forecasts, live radar, and the 7 Weather blog, tap the 7 Weather app. Just search WSVN in your app store. Sponsored by Estrella Insurance. Now, 7 Weather with meteorologist Vivian Gonzalez.
Good morning, South Florida. Here's a live look from Sunny Isles Beach, and that is looking absolutely gorgeous. We're going to have a nice sunrise happening, and we're going to have plenty of sunshine to heat things up. Heat advisory starts at 10 o'clock for all of South Florida. We're well into the 80s right now, 82 in Fort Lauderdale, 81 in Miami to 83 in Pembroke Pines, 84 for you in Key West. Now, feels like temperatures in the 90s around most areas. 92 is the feels like temperature in Fort Lauderdale, 96 in Key West. The wind out of the southwest, 6 to 15 miles per hour, humidity at 94%. And on the radar, the deepest moisture is now located to our south and well to the east, but there's a chance for a few showers this morning, especially around the Keys. Right now, if it takes you through Tavernier, you're going to be seeing a shower moving in from the Bayside. So here's what we can expect. Pretty much, Debbie, not a factor in our weather today. At least the deepest moisture is to the south and east, but we're going to be on the drier side of things today. So we'll focus on the heat with feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Now, there's the possibility that a strong storm could form, but it'll be very isolated, and it'll start off west, push toward the east coast. Heading into Thursday, steering winds remain out of the southwest, so the heat continues. There could be a couple passing showers, not a big deal. Most of the week will feature this type of weather until the weekend rolls around and we get the return of an onshore flow with high pressure building in from the Atlantic. Now, here's the latest on Debbie. 5 o'clock advisory, 45-mile-per-hour winds. It's located 65 miles south-southeast of Charleston, South Carolina. It is crawling to the east, but it is likely to get a little bit stronger later today before it makes landfall tonight into tomorrow morning across the Carolinas. Once it interacts with land, more weakening happens, so then it'll rain itself out across the northeast. Now, there are flash flood watches and warnings in effect for these areas for an additional 7 to 10 plus inches of rain. Then we head up to the northeast, 3 to 5 plus inches of rain. So Debbie, certainly a rainmaker, and a major flood threat remains across these areas. Exercise caution, boaters around Biscayne Bay. Southwest winds 5 to 20 knots, seas building up to 2 feet. Biscayne Bay will be at a moderate chop. For the Florida Keys, coastal waters becoming light to a moderate chop, with seas at least building up to 2 feet. Now, the next tide cycle will be high tide, 11:16 in Miami, 12:22 for Key West. And it is going to be hot. We're going to be nearing record high temperatures as highs soar between 92 95 degrees. Heading into tonight, we'll keep things warm in the widespread 80s, partly cloudy skies, and just a small chance of seeing a few spotty showers. Your extended outlook does call for a very hot pattern the remainder of the week. A few passing storms can't be ruled out, starting inland, pushing towards the coast, and then we get a switch in wind direction, and that means that most of the activity that develops in the afternoon with the daytime heat will favor inland areas and southwest Florida. And that's your 7 on 7 forecast.
Time now for Fast Track Traffic.
Good morning, South Florida. Taking a look right now in Miami-Dade along the Don Shula Expressway. Seeing your regular northbound congestion here. This is Southwest 122nd Street, just north of the Turnpike. So you're seeing delay from the Turnpike up towards Southwest 122nd Street, but it is coming in accident-free on your morning drive. If you're heading out on the Palmetto Expressway, it's starting to slow down here from our 122nd Street camera. Gonna see those delays from Miami Lakes Drive down towards Okeechobee. And Broward County is looking pretty good on the southbound side, the right side of your screen. Northbound, you're just seeing regular congestion from Sunrise Boulevard up towards Cypress Creek. 595-75 in the Sawgrass, a crash frame. That's 7 traffic. I'm Shay Tab. More traffic in 15 minutes.
All right, today in Florida at 6, not over yet. Still ahead, a look at 7 Sports.
She was the face of Team USA track and field during her era, and now she's making sure athletes who are mothers have a safe space.
Tonight on 7 News at 10.
Hello, everybody. I'm Patrick Frazier with a look at the next Help Me Howard. Living on the first floor of a condo has its advantages. Unless your neighbor on the second floor is up all night making noise.
You hear the vacuum cleaner loud as well.
What can you do about a noisy neighbor? See if Help Me Howard gets a shout out tonight at 10 on 7 News.
Time now for 7 Sports with Donovan Campbell.
In the first of 2 joint practices between the Miami Dolphins and Atlanta Falcons, the competition in Miami Gardens was certainly ramping up. Tyreek Hill and company thrilled to practice against the Dirty Birds, especially since majority of the day, the Fins had the upper hand. And with Tua and Tyreek looking sharp for the Miami offense, more importantly, Miami was just happy to see guys in a different jersey.
We came out here today, we got the look that we wanted, and we executed the play. And Tua threw I don't know what y'all call that, man. People can't no longer say that he can't throw the ball deep, man, because that right there alone, man, showed like his improvement from when I first got here to now. Like that's crazy. That's light years, man.
Mr. 305 can now call himself Mr. FIU. That's because Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull, has purchased the naming rights to University Football Stadium. The Miami native on Tuesday made a deal to put his name on the 20,000-seat stadium at Florida International University. And with the artist possessing the naming rights, it allows Pitbull to use the stadium for up to 10 days a year, rent-free.
What we're doing here is groundbreaking. We're making history. This is history in the making. You're going to see that every other university is going to want to do the same thing. But the difference is we don't do this for propaganda. We do it from the heart. We do it because it's meaningful. We do it because I'm from the crib. I'm 305. I'm from the bottom. This is my backyard. And when I say Miami, it's ours.
You tell him, Pitbull. Marlins taking on Cincy, where despite the team's overall struggles, Xavier Edwards continues to produce. Bottom 1, the SoFlo native Edwards leading off for the Fish. With that double, the X-Man reaches base in 23 consecutive games. Top 2, Max Meyer facing Tyler Stevenson. Battle goes to Stevenson. With a solo dinger to center, Reds take the lead. And it ain't a Reds game or a highlight until you hear the name Elly De La Cruz. Bases loaded for De La Cruz. He doubles down the left field line. That'll score 2. Reds up 4. Deli with back-to-back games with 4 hits against the Fish. Marlins lose 8-2. That's sports. I'm Donovan Campbell. On To Meet Again. One love, South Florida.
All right, Donovan, will a legendary Olympian and world champ on a mother's mission to help athletes with kids travel abroad for the Olympics?
When I had my daughter in my first season back, I took her everywhere, and it was really challenging. And so when I got appointed to the IOC's Athlete Commission, I really wanted to advocate for families and for mothers. And so I'm so proud that we have a family space in the village and that families can take advantage of it.
She did it. 38-year-old Allison Felix advocated for the first ever nursery within the Olympic Village for this year's Paris Olympics. She says it shows motherhood and elite sports can coexist.
Absolutely. Ahead at 7 o'clock here on Today in Florida, an enraged driver goes on the attack, but a group of Good Samaritans would step in.
Plus, Alicia Keys celebrates a major milestone with Sam Smith.
Forecasts, live radar, and the 7 Weather blog. Tap the 7 Weather app. Just search WSVN in your app store. Sponsored by Estrella Insurance.
Oscar-winning actors from Boston back on the big screen as actors and co-producers.
And movie critics say The Instigators is a marine-based comedy thriller. David Daniel takes a look.
Rory, do you want to fix things with your son?
Couldn't look him in the eye.
Mortgage, back child support. That's on me.
Rory, are you sure you've tried everything?
Not everything.
Matt Damon is a down-on-his-luck Marine, and Casey Affleck is an ex-con in The Instigators.
The mayor is going to be holding a party on election night. And there's going to be money there, like none of you bums ever seen.
Of course, the heist goes wrong.
Everybody in New England is after us.
Affleck also co-wrote the script.
Once we had sort of the basic thing, everyone just jumped in and made it a lot better.
You're gonna get shot in the face.
Just real quick, like whoom, whoom.
It's not a matter of technique.
Whoom, whoom.
Damon's depressed character never cracks a smile in the comedy.
Casey said we're gonna make a comedy, and then he gave me that part.
I'm sick of seeing Matt smile.
I really need you right now, Doc.
I would be breaking the law.
What if I took you hostage? I mean, like, with your permission.
What kind of conversation is this?
You're gonna love him.
His therapist, played by Hong Chow, reluctantly joins the pair.
She realizes the best chance these guys have of not dying or hurting anybody else is if she kind of rides shotgun and basically does therapy the entire time.
Where are you from?
I'm from Lynn.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
What does that mean?
You're from Lynn, the city of sin?
I'm from Lynn. Where are you
Dated a
from?
girl from Lynn.
I liked you better when you were crying.
There's definitely like a lot of goofiness going on, and but we're trying to make it somewhat believable and realistic because there are like some heavy ideas and themes that are kind of mixed in there.
I'm in the middle of a high-speed car chase.
Think about the person you want it to be.
What kind of person do I be?
In Hollywood, but missing Beantown, I'm David Daniel.
Hey.
A very Boston cast.
Yeah,
today.
I was just saying that cast makes me want to watch it.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
It's going to be good.
Check
All right.
it out.
That is Today in Florida at 6:30. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Ethan Calloway.
I'm Lorena Estrada. Keep it here. Today in Florida continues next at 7.
Now on 7 News.
It's back to school in Broward. Thousands of students head back to the classroom, but there are some new rules to take notes on. A dangerous drive turns tragic, taking the lives of 2, sending several others to the hospital. A police officer recovering after a vicious attack outside of his police station. Plus, if you love Topgolf, then you'll enjoy the new basketball version, how a Miami Dolphin is involved in its creation.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Lorena Estrada.
And I'm Ethan Calloway. Today in Florida at 6 starts right now.
This is 7 News Today in Florida.
A live view now of downtown Miami on this beautiful, clear Monday morning. We're glad to have you with us. Big week, and we need the weather to cooperate.
We
Lorena.
certainly do. Most kids go back to school today, at least many in Broward County, or I should say everyone in Broward County and some in Dade. Let's get right to meteorologist Vivian Gonzalez. Viv, how's the weather looking?
So far, so good. And welcome back to school, Broward. Wishing kids, teachers, administrators a wonderful school year. Now, get ready for a very hot day this morning, at least at drop-off. Temperature readings will be warm, humid in the 80s, but it should be mostly dry. By pickup, anywhere between 2 and 3 o'clock, there's a 30% chance of seeing some spotty showers and maybe even an interior thunderstorm, but it's going to be extremely hot. Highs in the 90s, feeling like the triple digits. In fact, starting at 10 o'clock this morning, all of South Florida will be under a heat advisory, and the one for Broward and Miami-Dade is going to run through 6 p.m. The one for the Florida Keys will run through 7 p.m. Feels like temperatures there up to 110 degrees. So dress lightly, use sunblock, drink plenty of water. So parents, make sure you pack an extra bottle of water in your kids' school bags. And if you're going to be doing any sort of outdoor activities, recess, maybe PE, just make sure that you're doing everything possible to stay cool. And if you can, take some frequent breaks in the shade. Right now in the upper 70s to low 80s along the East Coast, and it is dry in Broward County. Your full forecast for the week and a check on the tropics coming up in 15 minutes.
All right, Viv, and it is back to the books for students in Broward County. And this year, there are some changes to keep students safe and give them a better learning experience.
7's Alex Browning is live at West Broward High School in Pembroke Pines with what kids and parents can expect today. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Ethan, Lorena. Yes, certainly a bittersweet day. We're less than 2 hours away till students.
Alex Browning's a new package for now.
Georgia sprinter Aaliyah Butler topped her own school record and secured a spot on Team USA. During the Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon yesterday, the Fort Lauderdale native turned track star officially qualified for the 400-meter dash. During her early years, she ran for the Lauderhill Cheetahs Track Club, which is now co-founded by another Broward County native and Olympian Shakima Wimley. Congratulations to the Fort Lauderdale native. You're watching Today in Florida. We will be right back.
Toyota of Hollywood. Great deals are blooming on over 2,000 Toyotas. Like a Corolla from $24,17,975.
Cayman Islands, but maintaining hurricane strength.
And Jordan, that's crazy that this story was about Sacramento. I did not know that was.
Interaction with land means weakening will take place. It will probably be downgraded.
Right, a lot of wildfires lately.
Tropical storm, but gain more strength over in the Gulf.
This year seems to be pretty extreme.
Weekend, but all eyes are over here between Texas and eastern Mexico because this is where
Number 11 Utah is no team to sleep on when it comes to the run game and defense against Ohio State in this upcoming New Year's Day Rose Bowl game.
I think the first thing is, we can do it. We're capable of doing it. We played against some really good rushing teams. You saw what happened in the Michigan State game. Walker was one of the Heisman Trophy candidates leading into that game, and they really played well in that game. So it's not like we're not capable of doing it. We are.
The Utes won the Pac-12 championship this year against number 4 Oregon after scoring 3 touchdowns in the first half. True story, this is the same Oregon team that beat Ohio State during the regular season game on September 11th. But that doesn't mean they can't stop the Utes offense from scoring early in the game.
We've played many games where we've run the ball really well, and we've played in games where we've stopped the run really well.
Head coach Kyle Whittingham was defensive coordinator to former Utah and Ohio State coach Urban Meyer back in the 2003 season. Since then, Whittingham has only had 2 losing seasons as a head coach, and he knows what it takes behind the scenes.
This is the culmination of a lot of years of hard work and effort, not only by us, by our administration, by everybody involved. It takes a lot of people to make this thing go.
For Ohio 24/7 Now, I'm Brianna McNary.
Here to the middle, off to the right.
Coach, talk about Brianna McNary with Off the Field. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to ask if you decide to take a head coaching position with.
Today here on Off the Field, I have the pleasure of being here with the attorneys and friends who's well known to our community, right? You do so much for the community. Talk about the importance of the community.
Well, the Orange Blossom Classic is a celebration of our culture. It uplifts.
Let's just see what you won the award here for the Orange Blossom Classic. Talk about what the award is.
Anytime I'm recognized by my own, it's great.
I'm standing here with the beautiful, amazing Jess Sims. How are you feeling tonight? This is a big celebration, and it's a really big thing that Michigan has reached this far. And today on Off the Fields, I'm here at the NRG Stadium where the #1 team, Michigan Wolverines, are out here practicing right now as we speak before they suit up for Monday's game when they face the Washington Huskies. What does it mean for you to be here today and being honored for Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
So this is actually on my bucket list. I have stage 4 breast cancer, which is metastatic, it's terminal. So this was something that I've wanted to do since I was at.
Today here on Off the Field, I have the pleasure of standing here to Romeo Miller. It's an honor to have you join me on Off the Field.
Thank you.
And this is a great atmosphere right now.